What's up, guys? For today's watch review, we're going to be talking about a watch from Marathon. This is the GSAR in the medium size. Before we get into the review, let's do a quick wrist check. Today I am rocking a watch that I absolutely love. This is the Nixon October. I've done a review on it and it is a fantastic watch, so check it out. And I don't normally do this, but I'm going to take this watch off just so I can show you the case back, because it is absolutely fantastic. So here is the case back. Look at that. So cool. How cool is that? Alright, but let's go back to the focus, which is the Marathon watch. So next talking point is going to be 360, and I will also have the dimensions on the screen here for you. Now, as you can see, based on the dimensions, this is not a large watch, but I will say it has a large presence, and we'll talk about that later. So I'm just saying, if you are a guy who, you're a larger guy and you like to have larger watches, do not shy away from this one. Next talking point is price. Not a cheap watch. Online, between different retailers, you're looking at a price range of about $650 to $850. I personally branched out this time. I didn't buy it on Amazon. I went to a company called Long Island Watch Company. I'll have that website below, and I'm not sponsored by them. This was on my own will to go there. I negotiated a discount with the president, who is extremely responsive, so that was always a good thing. Yeah, basically I just, I was like, hey, this is a little bit too expensive, and he offered me a 10% discount, and I ended up walking out the door after taxes with the steel band included at $770. So the steel band is, it's about just over $100. So frankly, if you're interested in this watch, I think Long Island Watch Company probably has the best prices online. So check them out. I know it's hard to trust different online retailers these days, so finding one that is trustworthy and reliable is always a good thing. Next talking point is functions. So starting off, we've got a unidirectional bezel, and it is a 120 click bezel that feels like a 60 click bezel. And what I mean by that is, just listen to the clicks. Listen to how powerful each click is. Normally you don't get that from a 120 click bezel. 120 clicks normally feels very smooth, almost like muddy, but this one, each 120 clicks feels very distinguished and pronounced, and that's a great thing. It just means that it feels of a higher quality. Other than that, what you've got here is the date right there. It is automatic with you can wind it up, and then just off of your movement it'll keep it going. And then also the illumination is from these tritium tubes here, so great illumination in the dark, almost like a Luminox, or I mean pretty much exactly the same as a Luminox, so no complaints there. Next talking point is illumination. So let me go ahead and turn off the lights. Now it is a little bit early in the morning and the sun is just starting to rise, so if we can't really clearly see the illumination, please don't take points away from the watch. It's got a fantastic lume. It just might be a little bit too light out. So let me go ahead and turn off the lights here real quick. Let's see what we are looking at, if I can get that. Okay, so kinda, sorta, man, you can barely see it, but that really is just because there's light coming in through the window. Go ahead and turn on the lights again. Next talking point is visibility. So there is not much going on the watch face. It's pretty simple. You just got your indices and then your hour markers, and then also 24-hour time. So you got 1 and 13, 2 and 14, 3 and 15, so on and so forth. So very easy to read. The numbers are big in comparison to the watch face. So you could just, point the watch towards your face and you can clearly see what time it is. And in the dark, it is so pleasant to look at the time here. Normally with Loom, you kind of gotta adjust your eyes and kind of spend some more time looking at your watch to figure out the time. Not with this. It's clear as day in the dark. Next talking point is button and crown placement. Obviously we're only dealing with a crown here, and the crown is fantastic. Look at that. See how it's textured? Very purpose driven, very military-esque in styling. And because this watch is quite small, it really doesn't get in the way. No complaints with the placement of the crown. Next talking point is band quality and comfort. So I did buy the steel band. Well, what I mean is it came separately. The band that comes with the GSAR is this rubber or silicone material band, which is fine. I noticed one cool thing or attention to detail is Marathon wants to focus on the sleekness of this band. So you can see there are no holes. There are pre-drilled like half holes on the other side. So basically you would put it on, line up to where, what is this called? The clasp. I don't even, yeah, we'll just call it the clasp. Line up to where this would be, and then you find out which hole that it would go through, and then you would just finish poking the hole. So that way you don't have all of these holes on your band, just the one that you need. And not necessary, but just a cool little attention to detail. I've never seen that before, and I thought that was just, it's cool. That's really all I can say. Now, going over the steel band, fantastic. It was easy to replace, and I have no complaints. It fits my wrist perfectly. Actually, let's do a wrist check just to see how it looks on my big old fat wrist. Yep. But it fits. It's not too snug, not too loose. Some watches where you replace the bands and it's like either too big, or just too small, and you can't get it perfect. For me, at least, it's right there where it's not suffocating me and it's not jingling all over the place. So I have no complaints. All right, going on to the last topic, my overall thoughts and should you buy it. It is no secret that when you hear the term military spec or design military grade, especially if you've been in the military, that phrase means jack and shit. Basically, it's like, oh, we're just gonna call it military grade or mil spec to make it sound tougher. Now, I will say that there is some truth in that, but also the reason I think why a lot of items that are military grade get such a poor or bad rap in the community is because no matter what item it is, nothing can out-strengthen a bored troop. Nothing is stronger than a bored sailor, bored soldier, or bored marine, so on and so forth. They are going to mess around and abuse the items that are issued with them until it falls apart. So I will say that if you use something that is military grade the way that it was intended to be used and you take care of it, they're fantastic products. Case in point is with this Marathon watch. I had my doubts because, I also held that stigma for things that are military grade are normally probably just pieces of crap. This one, it just feels like quality. And like a good example is if you ever driven in a regular car and then you've driven in a Humvee, like an actual Army Humvee, it's night and day. It feels like in a Humvee you feel like you're in a steel prison box that is not going to budge. It feels like it's made out of just one solid piece of material, and that's exactly what it feels like when you're comparing a regular watch to this watch, which was specifically designed for the military. Like everything from the bezel to the crown. So it's a screw down crown. So once you unscrew it, you can wind it to, wind it up. This crown is the toughest feeling, highest quality crown I've ever dealt with. Normally it's pretty, crowns, they don't feel flimsy, but if you really wanted to, you could probably pull it off or bend it with some ease. It does not feel the case at all with this crown. It feels like you're really turning some gears in there that take a little bit of effort, and it's a great, fantastic feeling. So yeah, that's really my thoughts. I'm really incredibly impressed with this watch. And earlier I said that it's a small watch, but it has a large presence. Really, the overall quality of materials contributes to that feeling. Because it feels like one solid piece of metal or one solid piece of material, it doesn't feel small. It doesn't feel like some small female-sized Cartier watch. Even on the wrist check, it's 36 millimeters, which I'm normally used to 40 millimeters. But look at that. It's perfectly respectable. And because you've got such pronounced numbers and indices, and the contrast between the white and the black and that great brushed steel purpose designed look, it is perfectly respectable as far as size goes. So yeah, my thoughts, very positive. I would buy this again. In fact, I will probably end up buying the larger size, just so that way I have more of a selection, because I really love this look. And as far as if you should buy it, yes, I think you should buy it. You should definitely buy it. It is expensive. And is it better than other watches in that price range? It really depends. It's not a flashy watch. It doesn't have the the chrome finish or all the luxurious add-ons that other watches will provide you. But I don't know. It is quality though. It is extremely high quality, and it's an expensive watch that will handle everyday abuse. I will not feel guilty putting my almost $800 watch through some dirt and grime and sand and all that stuff, whereas that would not be the case at all with my other watches in that price range. So take it or leave it. That's just my opinion. And as always, I hope that this watch review helps you with your next purchase. Thank you for watching, and tune in for my next episode. All right, bye.